I bet you're wondering why we created a segment called Learn to be a Cheerleader. Because you're thinking, there is nothing to cheer about. Everything is a mess. And you're right, everything is a mess, and there is very little to cheer about. And it's important that we use this awareness to help us gain some clarity and insight into our situation. There are really two main points that I want to make about getting clarity. The first one is that the way you are engaging with your loved one right now is not producing the desired outcome. Said another way, you've tried everything you can think of, and the problem just keeps getting worse. It's time to try something new. As parents, we have always known that it was our job to give our children good advice, or to use a sports metaphor, to coach them. As little children, we coached them on how to share their toys, and as they entered school, we coached them on their math and their reading, and we also coached them about their relationships, how to be a good friend, and how to choose good friends. But now we find ourselves in unfamiliar territory. We are trying to coach them about their behavior with drugs and alcohol. And clearly, the situation is getting worse, and we don't know what to do. So here is my second point about getting clarity. Perhaps it's time to step down as coach. Now, I know what you're thinking. If I don't point out how they're making bad decisions, who will? But just stay with me here for a moment. As part of stepping down as coach, you find someone more qualified to be their coach. Specifically, someone to help them with their behavior involving drug and alcohol use. You're not stepping down as their parent. In fact, you're stepping up to your responsibility as their parent by recognizing your limitations. And here's the exciting benefit of stepping down. As their parent, you, of course, still want to be on their team. So what's one of the best ways to be part of the team? Well, be their best cheerleader. Think about that for just a moment. When the game is going well, the cheerleaders are celebrating every time something goes right, every completed pass, every first down, and every touchdown. And when things are not going so well, they're standing on the sidelines offering support. No matter how bad things get, they are always cheering the team on, encouraging them to keep trying. Now, isn't that what your teenager needs right now? Someone who believes in them and is cheering them on? Now, I know it's not as simple as I just described. Yes, this sports metaphor, like any metaphor, breaks down at some point. After all, we are talking about something far more important than a football game. We are talking about our children and the quality of their lives. And that's why it is so important that you open your mind and your heart to this simple idea. So this is your oxygen mask moment. Before we can save our child, we must first save ourselves. And in this case, it means saving ourselves from the thought that we have to have all the right answers. There is great clarity that comes when we can step back from the problem. And when it comes to our teenagers and their drug or alcohol use, we are way too emotionally involved to see the problem clearly. Are you with me? Can you embrace the idea of giving up the job of coach and signing up to be their best cheerleader? Coming up in another segment of this module on getting really clear about the problem are guidelines for finding a new coach. And in the next module, Calming the Chaos, we will introduce you to some new communication skills. Or to put it another way, we will teach you how to be a cheerleader. Again, I encourage you to use the worksheet that accompanies this module. Watching these videos is a great start, but you will find the real value of this program is in applying the principles of this program to your family. And that begins with completing the worksheet. Be courageous.